Hey, this is Jexsy from Jexsy Balloons. Welcome to my class. In this class, I'll show you 3 different styles of centerpieces you can add to your catalog and offer it to your customers. Without further ado, let's get started. The first one I'm going to be showing you is called the Topiary Centerpiece. This is our most popular centerpiece. You're going to need 12 balloons for the top and 10 for the bottom. And we're going to be using a floor lamp as the stem. This is a base of a floor lamp that I covered with a 36-inch balloon, so you can see. And this is going to be our base for the centerpiece. Next, we're going to be using the pole that comes with the lamp, and I'm going to cover it with gold tape. I just placed the tape on an angle, and I turn the pole so we can cover it as much as possible. Like so. Now we lift up the excess tape. And just attach it to the base. And it is okay if you don't cover the very bottom, because you're going to have balloons that are going to cover this part here. And just turn it until it's nice and secure. Okay, it's stable enough. Next, we're going to add the balloons. For this centerpiece, we're going to use 4 colors: rose gold, baby pink, white, and a few confetti balloons. And we'll start inflating them. This is about 8 inches. Tie them to each other. Prefer to inflate them 2 at a time to save some time. Tie them in a single knot. And for the top part of the topiary, we're going to be using a total of 12 balloons. You can combine any colors you like. And I'm using these 4 colors. I had already inflated some of the balloons, so I have 12 in total. And I'm going to start twisting them into each other to form the topiary. Just make sure that the necks of the balloons touch each other when you're turning them. And not 2 at a time. And we keep going. Twist feet to each other, making sure the necks touch each other when you're doing this, so there's no gaps in between, or keep them to a minimum. see, I feel like there's a gap here, so I'm going to keep twisting the balloon. And we need 2 more for this topiary. And I'm going to place them on the other side. And now we keep twisting. And what I'm looking for is to see 6 balloons that form a flower type of shape. So you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that one at the bottom, 6. And if I turn the topiary, I'll see the same thing on all sides. So now we're ready to start building the topiary, but before I do that, I want to put a balloon on top of the pole so it doesn't pop my topiary. You want to use a similar color that you're using for your topiary so it doesn't look that different. So now we can start building our centerpiece by placing this topiary on top of the pole, like so. I'll show you how I secure it later on. Next, we're going to work on the balloons that go at the bottom here, and we're going to need 10 of those. We're using 2 colors, rose gold for the bottom part and pink for the top part. I'm inflating the 5-inch pink. These are inflated to about 4 inches each. Add them together. And I had already inflated 3 more. And we're going to twist them into each other to have a 5-balloon poster. Put into the side. And inflate the rose gold. And these are going to be about 6 inches.
If you want to be exact, you can use a balloon sizer,
but you don't need to. Next, we are going to twist the balloons together. We can now move on to build the base of this centerpiece. We're going to twist 2 of the balloons into the pole. And then push it down to lock it. Next, we add the smaller balloon. We just make sure that each of the balls on the top are falling in between 2 of the balloons at the bottom, like so. The next thing you can do with this centerpiece is add some flowers to the bottom part or even the top. In this case, we're going to use some flowers that we're going to place in between the balloons here. To attach the flowers, you can use double-sided tape. and then another one here. Now you can continue adding more flowers or smaller balloons as you like, but this looks fabulous as it is. Next, I'm going to add some ribbon. And this is what I'm going to use to attach the topiary to the pole. So it's going to serve two purposes. And just tie it. And there you have it. This is the Topiary Centerpiece. The next one I'm going to show you how to make is a light-up centerpiece. For this centerpiece, you're going to need a gift box, and you can buy this at Amazon, and I'll attach it to my list. It's already pre-made. And it comes with this cover that we're going to use as the base. This box also comes with some shredded paper that we're going to use at the end as a filler. We are also going to use a balloon stick with 2 cups, one on each end. This centerpiece is called a light-up centerpiece, so we're going to use some LED lights. For the top of the centerpiece, we're going to use this board. I'm going to start by inflating the clear balloons for the top of the centerpiece. I'm going to use 5-inch clear balloons. 5 inflated at 4 inches and 5 inflated at 5. Then we're going to tie them together with single knots. I had already inflated a duplet, so I'm going to twist it into this one. Twist 2 balloons every time. And to this I'm going to add a face one. I can put it in the poster. I already have the 5-inch balloons inflated to about 5 inches. So I'm going to twist them together. So now I'm going to place the smaller balloons on top of the larger ones. Making sure the small ones fall in between 2 big ones. Then I'm going to attach them to each other using one of the balloon necks. And attach to another balloon neck. Tie it with the double knots. Now we want to make sure that they are aligned properly, so you can feel free to adjust them. Next, I'm going to insert the balloon stick into the cluster. I'm turning the balloons this way So the larger balloons are on the top of the stick, and I'm inserting the stick this way. So it goes to the center of the coastline. Once it is in the center of the cluster, I'm going to fold the stick so the cup touches the balloons. Now I'm going to twist
2 of the small balloons into the stick.
so it is secure. Next, I'm adding the LED lights to the stick. And the nice thing about this light is that when you wrap it, it stays in place. This part goes inside the box so we can turn on and off the lights. Now this looks fine the way it is, but I like to add a little bit of fabric so it adds more texture to the design. I'm using a little bit of white tulle to cover the lights and just wrap it the same way you did the lights. And this we can secure with some clear tape. One piece at the bottom and one piece at the top. The next step is to attach what we already created here to the box. And we're gonna do that by sticking the bottom part of the stick, which is the cup, into the box. And to do that, I'm using a hack glue gun. Next, I'm going to add the shredded paper to the box. Now you can fill this with something else at the bottom and then just put the paper on the top, but I have plenty of this. I'm going to inflate the oar to put on top of our centerpiece. I'm using double-sided tape to attach the orb to the cup on top of the centerpiece. The next step is to attach the orb to the top of the centerpiece. For this, I'm going to very carefully push in the valve of the orb inside of it. Then, apply some clear tape to secure it. After lining the top of the cup with double-sided tape, I'm going to add the orb by pushing it into the cup. The next thing we can do is we can decorate the box using letters, numbers, according to the theme that you're working on. In this case, I'm using a number 13 for a 13th birthday. You can buy these letters or numbers, or you can print them at home if you have a printer that can do that. And I'm going to use double-sided tape to attach them. And this is our light up centerpiece. The next style I'm going to show you how to make is called the love centerpiece.
I'm going to use 25 latex balloons,
including the small ones, to make the centerpiece. We're also adding 260 cube balloons, some flowers, a water wheat, and a heart-shaped foil balloon. Let's get started. The balloon colors I'm going to be using are blush, coral, and gold. And for the heart-shaped balloon, I'm using this pink one. I'm going to start by inflating the coral balloons. I'm going to use a balloon sexer so the measurements are exact. The coral balloons are going to be calibrated to 10 inches. Now we attach them together. With a single path. I'm going to use 5 coral balloons. Push them together. To form the base of your centerpiece. To these 5 balloons, I'm going to add a water weight so it stays in place. So you just take the neck, the water weight, and wrap it around one of the balloons. And tie it with another net. And I like to tie a double knot. How we turn it. And it should stay in place. The next color we're going to inflate is the blush. And we're going to need 5 of them. These I'm calibrating to 9 inches. We just tie them together. I'm using 5 blush balloons. Push them together. And attach them to the base. and I'm attaching them by the necks. Find the neck for one of the balloons at the bottom and tie it with one of the necks on the top. Now don't notice this. The next color I'm using is the gold one. This will be calibrated to 5 inches. And this is how I tie them. Go around twice. Twist them together. And again, I'm using the necks of the balloons to tie them. Next, I'm inflating the heart-shaped balloon. Next, I'm folding this part of the balloon into the back of it and applying some clear tape. To attach it to the top of my centerpiece, I'm using double-sided tape. If you're placing the centerpiece outdoors, I recommend that you tie the foil balloon with a 260 cubit. Next, we're adding 10 5-inch balloons to the centerpiece. And what I'm doing is I'm making 2 balloons out of one of them. Inflate the balloon and then let some air out and tie a knot close to the tip of the neck of the balloon, like so. Then press down and twist. And use the neck of the balloon to secure it. And these we're going to attach to the centerpiece this way. And now I'm going to add some flowers. I'm also adding some greenery to the flowers. The last thing I'm going to add is 260 cubits going this way. And this is how I make my curly 260 cubits. I inflate the balloon. Then let the air out. And I'm going to use this attachment to my inflator to give it the shape that I want. Just wrap it without pulling too hard. Like so, and in place. And a little bit of the air out, and tie with a single knot. I'm using 4 of these to attach to my centerpiece. Try them together. Hand twist. And you think it looks great. And I'm just using double-sided tape to attach. And this is how you make our love centerpiece.